doubts in the lesson components of food? I too have doubts. I will to come. Okay, come on, let's go.
Guys, this is Omeishh this side. So today we are going to start off with Science 2nd chapter 6th class Ncert textbook. So let's start off with the title of the lesson. So the title of the lesson says Components of Food. What do you mean by components of food? Components of food means parts of food or the divisions of food what we eat. Moving on. Here, our meal is the best part of the day, we say. So while eating, have you ever seen or have you ever noticed different states, people belonging to different states eat different meals, right? Like it's given in the table. Let's discuss this first. People of Punjab eat makka roti, rajma, sarson da saag, curd, ghee, right? But coming down to Andhra Pradesh, we or the people of Andhra Pradesh don't eat makka roti. They eat rice, tur dal and rasam, kunduru, buttermilk, ghee, pickle. These always differs with place to place what the people eat. So moving on, what do different food items contain, right? Many food items contain different parts, different things in them. Moving on, what are nutrients? The components of food which are extremely needed to the body are called nutrients. What all come under nutrients? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, etc. come under nutrients. Nutrients are the best part of the meal. Nutrient rich food is the best. So, moving. Okay, talking about carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? Where can we find it? How will you know that if this food contains carbohydrate or not? Talking about it, carbohydrates are a type of food particle which gives us energy. Carbohydrates are energy giving foods, right? How do you test if the food item contains carbohydrates or not? Now let's see that. Now take a small ingredient food item or a small raw ingredient or small food item, quantity of small food item. Take that. For example, take a potato. Okay. Now cut it into half. Now put 2 to 3 drops of dilute iodine solution on it, right? Leave it for quite 10 to 30 seconds. If the color changes to blue black where you have put the drops, then it indicates that the food item has starch or carbohydrates in it, right? This in this page. Moving on to next page. Test of protein. How do you test protein and what actually are proteins? Proteins are known as body building food of our body, right? They help us in building body, strong muscles, strong bones, etc. So how do you test if a food ingredient contains protein or not? Now take a small amount of food item, right? Now, this is a note that food items should be in a form of paste or a powder, right? You have to make it a paste or a powder. Now, take a test tube, put 10 drops of water in it, add the food item into it. Now, shake it well. After you shake it well, put after you shake it well, drop 2 drops of copper sulfate solution into the test tube and 10 drops of caustic soda into the test tube. After this, if you find that the food ingredient has turned violet, then it indicates that the food item has proteins in it. Okay? By doing the same process, you have to fill this table, right? Groundnut has proteins, fats, etc. Right? Moving on to next page, test of fats. What are fats? Fats are also called energy giving foods, but they give the energy in the form of sugar content. More intake of it is not good for the body. Now, how do you test if if a food item contains fat or not? Now, take a small quantity of food item, wrap it into a piece of paper and crush it well. Take care that the paper does not tear. Now, after some time, open the paper or straighten the paper and observe it. If you find an oily patch on the paper where you have put the food ingredient, it contains fat, right? As you can see here, oily patch. See, an oily patch on paper shows that the food item contains fat. Okay, oily patch shows that food item contains fat in it. Now, talking about vitamins and minerals. These are also an important part of our food. What are vitamins? They help us in protecting our body and keeping our bones, teeth, etc. strong. Minerals are really helpful also. Minerals are also really helpful to our body. Hang on. What do various nutrients do for our body? As you can see here, what do various nutrients do for our body? What are the advantages? What are the good things that nutrients do to our body? Right? As you can see here, carbohydrates mainly provide energy to our body. Some sources of carbohydrates are cane, papaya, melon, mango, maize, bajra, rice, wheat, sweet potato, sugarcane, etc. are the sources of carbohydrates. Now, next, fats also give us energy, right? Fats also give us energy. Okay. What are the sources of fats? Some plant sources of fats are sunflower oil, coconut oil, soybean oil, mustard oil, groundnuts, nuts, till, etc. Now, some animal sources of fats are meat, ghee, milk, cream, butter, eggs, fish, etc. Now, moving on to next page, vitamins. Vitamins are most important part. Okay, so there are many types of vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin E, etc. So some sources of vitamins are vitamin A are papaya, carrots, mangoes, fish oil, and milk. Some sources of vitamin B are liver, rice, etc. Some sources of vitamin C are all the citrusy fruits which have a tangy flavor in it, contain vitamin C, like guava, lemon, amla, tomato, orange, etc. Now, sources of vitamin D are eggs, fish, liver, butter, and milk. Okay. Now, what are proteins? As we have already discussed, proteins are body building food, right? Now, what are the sources of proteins? In plant products or plant sources of proteins, we have gram, moong, dal, beans, soya beans, peas, etc. Moving on to animal sources of proteins, we have meat, fish, paneer, eggs, milk, etc. Now, moving down, we have an important source of vitamin D is our sunlight. Standing in sunlight, morning sunlight for some time is really helpful to our body to gain vitamin D, sorry. Now, minerals. Some important minerals which our body needs are iodine, phosphorus, iron, and calcium, right? Now, what are the sources of iodine? As you have seen on many packages of salt, iodinized salt. This is salt is a main source of iodine content which gives our body salt. Okay, now some sources of iodine are spinach, fish, salt, etc. Some sources of phosphorus are milk, banana, rice, etc. Some sources of iron are onions, apples, spinach, liver, etc. And some sources of calcium are milk and eggs, right? Now, talking about dietary fibers. What are dietary fibers? Dietary fibers are also known as roughage, right? Roughage. Dietary fibers does not give us any nutrients, but they are really, really useful for the digestion in our body, which takes place, right? Roughage can be found mainly in some whole grains, pulses, potatoes, fresh fruits, and vegetables are the main sources of roughage. Okay, now talking about this activity, take a fruit or like tomato and lemon, cut it into half. Does cut it into small pieces or halves. Now, does your hand get wet or do you see water content or moisture on your hands? This explains that these food ingredients contains water in it. And talking water is an important part of human's life, and this water also comes under one nutrient. Now, balanced diet. What is balanced diet? This is a diet where all kinds of nutrients are balanced, which all nutrients are balanced and we take in. This is very, very good for our body, which is balanced diet. Moving, okay, moving to next page. Here comes obesity, the important word which is obesity. What is obesity? Yeah, when we take a lot of fat rich foods like groundnuts, cashews, etc., are fat rich foods. When we take them more than the limit, we cause a it causes a condition called obesity, in which we get fat, and fat this like this. Our skin gets so laggy, thick, and we get very fat. Up talking about deficiency diseases are diseases caused with a deficiency of some or one or more nutrients. For example, if you're not taking in a right amount of vitamin A, you may you may suffer a condition called vision deficiency, or you may lose the vision. Like that, these are called deficiency diseases, right? Diseases caused with a deficiency of a nutrient. Okay, next, moving on. This table is the most important part of this lesson. What this table states is some diseases, disorders caused by deficiency of vitamins and minerals, right? So, talking vitamin A, if a deficiency of vitamin A is, it causes loss of vision, and the symptoms are poor vision, loss of vision in darkness, sometimes complete loss of vision may have been caused. The deficiency of vitamin B1 causes beriberi, and the symptoms are weak muscles, very little energy to work. Deficiency of vitamin C causes scurvy, and the symptoms are bleeding gums, wounds take a long time to heal. The deficiency of vitamin D causes rickets, which the symptoms are bones get softened and they get bent. The deficiency of calcium causes bone and tooth decay. What are the symptoms? Weak bones and tooth decay are the symptoms. Right? The deficiency of iodine causes goiter, and what are the symptoms? Glands in the neck appear swollen and mental disability in the children. Next, deficiency of iron causes anemia. What are the symptoms? weakness. Okay, this table is really important for exam, so it prepare this table well for your exams. With this, we complete our lesson. If you have some doubts in this lesson, please ask in the comment section below, and do like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a good day.